Hello and welcome back. The conclusion of The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 1 has significant ramifications for AMC's larger Walking Dead universe, and does as much to build up the future as it does to wrap up the present. The Walking Dead, Dead City's conclusion doesn't spend any time clearing Ginny and Pearlie out of the way before sending Maggie, played by Lauren Cohan, and Negan, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, on the last leg of their journey through New York. Ever the sharpshooter, Negan figures out right away that Maggie has been lying to him about everything during the trip, but he is unable to prevent being sold to the Croat in exchange for Hershel's release. The major objective of The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 1 has been completed, and DeMassimo now starts outlining the future. The Dama reveals her motivation for having Negan kidnapped in the first place. Pearlie's return home offers a glimpse of the enigmatic new society known as the New Babylon Federation, and Maggie discovers a brand new purpose after admitting her parenting abilities need improvement. Maggie and Negan both start new seasons of their post-apocalyptic existence, as The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 1 comes to a close, and Season 2 promises an even bigger return to New York City. The entire premise of The Walking Dead, Dead City was the Croat wanting Negan for some sinister reason, and while Episode 5 already revealed the spin-off's true antagonist as Lisa Emery's character, the Dama, her obsession with Negan is only revealed in the finale, albeit in purposefully subdued tones. The Dama foresees conflict between the New Babylon Federation and her own Manhattan-based group. When the Federation's leader questions Pearlie about how the Croat utilizes zombies for energy in the Season 1 finale's Lone New Babylon sequence, Walking Dead, Dead City obliquely confirms why. Combining the information, it becomes clear that New Babylon wants the Dama's methane, which makes the Dama unhappy. The Dama, who appears to have realized that her forces would be outnumbered, believes that bringing together the different dispersed factions of Manhattan is their best chance of survival. To do this, however, someone with Negan Smith's charisma, ruthlessness, and supervillain resume is required. The Dama has been told tales of Negan's exploits through the Croat, and an unidentified savior escapee named Jerome has been telling the two villains about what transpired in Seasons 6 through 9 of The Walking Dead. Jerome was reportedly present during the conflict between Negan's saviors and Rick's army. It isn't made clear in The Walking Dead, Dead City if Negan enjoys the idea of reverting to his previous guise or not. Negan has grown significantly since those times, but everyone he cared about has now passed away. When the Croat nostalgically talks about a massacre from their time together, Negan oddly agrees that those times were beautiful. However, it is irrelevant whether Negan wants to work with the Dama. The Dama strongly suggests she will have Maggie's son killed if her demands are not satisfied, displaying Hershel's severed toe to emphasize the implied threat. She has detected from Hershel that Negan laments Glenn's death. The conclusion of Walking Dead, Dead City confirms that full-fat wicked Negan will return for Season 2 whether he wants to or not. That probably entails Negan constructing Manhattan as a larger, improved version of the Sanctuary. Although Rick Grimes won't bother to overthrow Negan's realm this time, a conflict between Negan's new followers and the New Babylon Federation seems inescapable as the main plot of the spin-off's subsequent episodes. The Dama, though, will probably be the primary enemy of The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 2 as long as she continues to have Hershel's fate, or, more precisely, his feet, in her hands. Negan reveals that not only was Ginny's father one of the men he killed in New Babylon, but also that sheltering her had been nothing more than a debt Negan thought he needed pay. The announcement spoils an otherwise happy reunion. The conclusion of The Walking Dead, Dead City does not, however, address how much of Negan's menacing words to Ginny is accurate, as it quickly explains why Negan acquired a surrogate daughter so soon after leaving his own family. The portion about killing Ginny's father seems real. The assertion is also consistent with Negan's earlier efforts to make apologies with Alexandria's residents by courting Judith, as though turning to kids will lead to redemption. However, Negan's claim that "you're just a debt I had to pay" is a deception intended to make Ginny loathe him and leave New York with Pearlie is almost probably a fabrication. Negan would prefer Ginny to hate him and feel comfortable in Maggie's community over to love him and end up in the crossfire of the Croats since he is unwilling to jeopardize her safety. Negan has unmistakably formed a true paternal attachment with Ginny, and is dedicated to giving her the best future imaginable, even if he did kill her father. Whether or not he lies, Negan's strategy is effective. The Walking Dead, Dead City makes multiple allusions to Ginny's desire to leave Negan's protection and completely embrace living in Maggie's new hilltop neighborhood. When Pearlie returns her old shirt from his truck, she initially rejects it. In The Walking Dead, Dead City Episode 1, Negan lovingly draped this shirt over a sleeping Ginny. Second, during her initial stay in Maggie's group, Ginny couldn't sleep because she was terrified about Negan, but the final moments of the episode show her calmly dozing. Both emphasize Ginny's altered perspective of Negan. Maggie gradually realizes that her obsession with getting revenge on Negan has taken over her life and compromised the welfare of her own son as The Walking Dead. Dead City Season 1 finale goes on. As the episode Demasmo comes to a close, Maggie realizes her error in judgment and resolves to I don't know how, but this thing with Negan, I'm gonna finish it, in order for me to simply let it go. This statement might either mean that Maggie intends to kill Negan in Season 2 of The Walking Dead, Dead City, or that she intends to save him. It makes reasonable that Maggie would want to erase her 10-year quest for vengeance against Glenn's killer if she has now come to the realization that it was wrong. This will require going back to Manhattan and rescuing her arch-enemy from the Dama in order to reunite Negan with Annie and their child. This would be the clearest indication that Maggie has let go of her animosity for Negan. Unfortunately, Finish It might also refer to Maggie's intention to terminate her conflict with Negan by killing him in Season 2 of The Walking Dead, Dead City. Maggie feels unable to move on while he is still alive. Flashbacks showed that Maggie's son in The Walking Dead already had a behavior issue before being caught. These characteristics have their origins in Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead comics, in which the adult Herschel is dreadful. The unhappy teenager, however, is surprisingly ungrateful for his mother's rescue after she traversed Manhattan, put her life in danger, gave up a number of other survivors, and struggled through zombie-infested sewers. Herschel might simply be going through a particularly erratic phase of hormone-fueled moodiness, but something more sinister might have happened, possibly leading Glenn's son to turn against his own mother. The alarming statement made by Herschel as he returns to the safety of his mother's truck is, "If anything, I felt safer there." The Dama later reveals an unexpectedly nice image Herschel had created of her, admitting that Herschel felt safe while imprisoned. Herschel, who had one of his toes amputated on his mother's orders because he was unhappy with her parenting style, may have been indoctrinated by the Dama. It is unknown if Herschel would go as far as to turn on his mother in Season 2 of The Walking Dead, Dead City, but it is clear that he still harbors hatred toward Maggie. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't